We said we were gonna talk about your past. I know.
You said, oh, I don't even need to be here.
Okay, guys. So basically,
Hold on. Okay.
did you just K me?
Okay.
Better be. I'm kidding. We're gonna talk about the worst customers, like stories of worst customers we've had in our lives. And let me tell you, I've been working for a month, and I can give you lifetime of them. Like,
I've been working for 2 years.
who the fuck asked you?
No one, but you said yours and nobody asked you, so I need to see mine too. What?
I hope the camera grabbed your face because your face is everything. Anyway,
Work
guys.
stories.
Should we say where we
No.
work? Okay.
I work at a retail store.
She works at a retail store.
Please.
I work at a food. I used to work. I quit today. I'm kidding.
No, you're not kidding.
Okay, I didn't quit, but like I'm probably gonna get fired.
But like you did quit.
I just woke up this morning and I said I don't want to go to work, so I didn't show up. Honestly, I have anxiety. Like, I'm not medicated, but like I do have anxiety, and it's really bad. And like the fact that you're moving your leg got me fucked up. Anyway, I have anxiety, and it when I like work in food retail where I have to food retail. That's the thing.
When I work in food retail.
When I work with food, I hate it because like since I do my job right, and not a lot of people do, they put more responsibility on me, and then I have to do a lot of things, and it just gets me really anxious that there's 3 managers and there are 3 giving me different orders. So that's why I'm quitting. But anyway,
That's not the point.
That's besides the point. We're here to talk about rude customers. So she's gonna tell you because she's been working in retail for more than 2 years. I've only worked for a month and a half. She's gonna start. My eye just rolled on its own. It's just me, bitch face every time. Go. Pirates of the Caribbean, who?
I have a loose wire. They just roll by themselves.
They just roll sometimes, you know?
If I shake my head too much, they'll just roll.
It
They're
happens.
like googly eyes.
Why do you have to shake me in front of the camera? Like, why would you put me in such a comfortable position if you know how I feel? Like, why would you say that?
So I work at a place where there's 2 counters. One counter has all the registers, and another counter people make orders.
Wow, my friend's smart.
I'm a genius. People say it. The counter, the counter where people make orders, sometimes there's a line, and it makes me so angry when people wait in line with their cart and they get up to the counter where there's no registers and they start putting their crap onto the counter, and I just look at them and I'm just like, did you need to make an order? And they're like, no. And I'm just like, checkout's down there. I want to be so sarcastic to them and just take their items and just go beep, beep, beep. All right, your total's gonna be, the checkout's over there. Not even like me being rude or like, because seriously, if they take 2 seconds to realize that there's no register around and that there's no possible way for me to check them out, they could just walk 5 feet over to the other counter where there's a bunch of registers, and like there's the big signs that say like register, and then even above the counter where there's no registers it says order here. Like
She's triggered. We're gonna take a second. You're so on top of me that I want to push you, but you're just so small. Okay, my turn. Okay, so basically I've been working at this like food, I was gonna say food retail.
again.
Yeah, this food place, and we're forced to always have a smile, which is not a bad thing, because like if you're working, like okay, whatever. I'm always happy at my work. Like I try to be happy and just be like there for the customers, you know, VOG, because I know what it feels like going to a place and then be like, can I order? Like I don't want to be that person, so I'm like, hey, what's up? And when there's kids, I'm like, what did you want, princess? Like, oh, you're so cute, your kid's so cute. Like I'm always trying to like make the customers feel good while I get their ticket, and like, because like I have to ask so many questions. I have so many questions that I have to ask that I know bother, because me myself, when I go to buy things, I'm like, are you done asking me questions? I just want my fucking food. So like I feel, but I have to ask you the questions. Anyway, So I try to like keep conversation with people while I'm asking the questions, so it doesn't sound like I'm, interrogating with the light detective type shit. So this person comes in, and then we have an auto show, which like means that like there's cars parked outside our restaurant in a lot of restaurants, and people come and they order drinks most of the time because it's hot, whatever. Anyway, so basically a busy day. So I'm the cashier. I'm just like, and my job is the lobby, the trash cans, anything that has to do with cleaning. If there's no one in the kitchen because they're smoking or vaping outside because like they need a break, I have to take care of that too, and the people. So I'm basically the cashier, and I'm taking the order, and this person, like it's an old couple and a kid, not a kid, but like a 30-year-old, but it's their kid, came in, and I look at them, and they like look distinctive, but I don't want to be like, you're definitely Puerto Rican, because I'm Puerto Rican, so I was gonna be like, So I'm taking the order, and I see that the guy, like the old man, is having difficulty telling his wife, which spoke really good English, what he wanted. So to me, I've never eaten at this place, so it's really hard for me to know what they, like if you order the name of the thing, I'm gonna be like, what? So good tip, if you go to eat like somewhere, just say the number of the order, because it's easier for people to mark it than for us to have to read and like know the acronyms of every single food that their restaurant sells. So I'm taking the order, and I hear him speak Spanish. I speak fluent Spanish because it's my native language. So I start speaking Spanish, and I take the order, and they're laughing and having fun, and we're talking about how we wish we could have native food from Puerto Rico, and they were like, oh, from Puerto Rico, and I'm like, oh, from Puerto Rico too. So we start talking why we moved while I'm asking the questions and giving them their ticket, their, everything. And I'm pretty fast because that's how we have to be. We have to be really fast. So I'm just like talking to them, but I'm doing my own thing. And they're like, well, it was nice meeting you, blah, 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 in Spanish. So I give them their thing, and then up walked this old man. And I'm like,
Can I just say it's always the old people? The old people expect so much. Like
it's always, or like the mom with like 100 kids.
Yeah, she's always pissed.
She's always pissed, or has a million coupons, and I'm like, ma'am, I
only use one.
Can't give you all the coupons. But anyway, he walks up, and I'm like, welcome to beep. How may I help you? How may I take your order? Blah, blah, blah. So I start taking his order, and he starts talking about the people that just walked by. By the way, these people were so nice. Like, Puerto Ricans are usually very loud, so they're Puerto Rican because they're just so loud. And usually they're like keep to themselves, and they don't like being talked in Spanish in public because we don't like people knowing that we are Puerto Rican. It's like that thing. I don't know why. It's usually we do that. So they were so nice. I was in love with them. They were like, the old guy was so sweet. I was like, I love you. But I was like super happy because that just happened, and my manager loves when I do that because it's not the first time that like somebody in Spanish doesn't know how to order, being Puerto Rican, Mexican, whatever the fuck, okay? So this old guy starts talking about how they're talking in Spanish, and why are they talking in Spanish? Because we're in America. And I was like, so he probably knows that I speak Spanish because he heard me, but he doesn't know that I'm Puerto Rican because of course I said that in Spanish. So I'm like, yeah, sir, just trying to be nice. And he starts talking shit about these people, and I'm like, so I finish the order, and I start asking him like, is it gonna be for here? Can I get a name? Do you want that as a meal? Me small, medium, or large? And he says, you do ask a lot of questions, don't you? And I said, it's my job. And I smile, and he said, you don't have to be sassy about it. Shh, people these days. And I said, sorry, I don't mean to come off sassy, haha, it's been a long day. And he said, well, it's not my fault. And I said,
but like,
it's okay. How's the weather outside? Is it really hot? And he said, so now you're just gonna hit me with the small talk? And I was like,
damn.
So I'm just like giving him his receipt, and his name was like Connor, but he said like with a K, and I said, so I like to take, like when I take their names, I like to get it right. So if I don't, even if I know Scott is written like S-C-O-T-T, I will ask you, spell it for me, so I get it right, because she hates when they do that, they write her name wrong. So I asked, and he goes, Connor, and I said, can you spell it for me? And he said, you for real don't know how to spell Connor? You're telling me, that's why you were talking Spanish with them, right? Because you come from where they come from, don't you? Look. And I was like, sir, I'm sorry I asked. So I spelled Connor with one N and an A instead of an O. And then he called my manager, and my manager was laughing because I'm always nice. I was pissed, but I was being nice still. He gives me, that's another thing, he gives me a fucking coupon. And for me to put a coupon on a food that it has already a discount, it's so difficult. I need to call my manager's usually in the back. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, if you have a sandwich that's $3 and you're buying it at $1, why do you want to use a coupon over that? Like, I get it, we're cheap, but bitch, $1?
Yeah. Like,
so I called my manager, and he wants the sandwich. Hear me out. You know who you are. You've done this before. It's not the first person that does this to me. He has a coupon that says 2 for $1. He orders 2 things. I put the coupon, and then he orders a drink. So I put in the drink. The drink is $1.25. So it's not $1 anymore. It's $2.25 plus tax. He gets mad. He says, it says in the coupon $1. And I was like, but you ordered a drink. And he said, oh, shouldn't the drink be free? And I was like,
in what universe do you get a drink for free?
So I get pissed and I said, no, sir, I'm sorry. So in my mind, since I'm new, I was like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'll just call my partner and we'll try to do it. So you only get certain deletions a day.
Oh man, I have a whole thing about that.
You only get certain deletions a day. So I delete the whole thing and I ring him up again and it's the same subtotal. And my manager goes, you were right, he is wrong, he needs to pay for the drink. He rips the coupon from my hand. Rips the coupon. He was like, snatched the coupon from my hand. Like,
he said, snatched your coupon.
Here's the counter. He snatched the coupon from my hand and goes, I'll just come back when beep, so-and-so, someone that works with me is here because she gives me the drinks free.
Okay, bye.
Safe to say she got fired, but that's another tea. Continue.
Okay, so there's this lady and she was getting a bunch of stuff and I'm ringing her up and then she's like, oh, I need to go grab another one of these. So I was like, okay, I'll just ring you up for another one and you can go back and get it and then show me before you leave. And she said, okay. And I'm ringing her up and everything's going fine and then I get to the end of the transaction and she's just looking at me and I'm waiting for the receipt to print and it hasn't printed yet. And she looks at me and she goes, don't I get a thank you? And I looked at her and I was like, thank you. It was so weird because usually what I do is I'll wait till the receipt prints and then while I'm handing them the receipt, I say, thank you, have a nice day. And I say it to everybody and I say it all the time. So like I was definitely gonna say thank you because I do it to every single customer. And she said, well, usually people thank their customers. And I said, well, I was going to, but she said, well, I don't think you were. And I was like, oh, well, I was, but, and then she was like, oh, I don't remember what she said. She said something, but she was like,
she walked away.
I don't think you were. And so she walks away and like goes and gets the item that she was gonna get another one of. And as she's walking out of the store, the lady behind her, the lady in line behind her said, I hope no one treats your daughter like that. And I was like,
that happened to me.
I was like, thank you. You the real OG.
That happens a lot, that like you get a really rude customer and then you get a really nice one. The first day, again, I have anxiety. The first day that I was taking orders, I didn't know anything because again, I didn't eat in the restaurant that I work in, so I don't know anything. You can tell me like, what comes in the sandwich? And I would have to call someone that knows what comes in the sandwich or actually ring it up and tell you what it comes in it, but that would cause a deletion and
that's the whole thing.
I can't do that. So this customer comes in and she's like, what's in this? And I was like, I don't know, let me get you someone. She says, no, just give it to me. So I give it to her. After, like, we get the food really quick because we have like 60 seconds to give you the food. That's our, like, a motto and everything. So she gets the food and she says, I'm allergic to this, I can't eat this. I told you to tell me what was in it and you didn't know, like, how can you work here, blah, blah, blah. She just went off on me for no reason. I said, look, the customer was right, so we have to change, like, we'll leave you that one and then we'll make you another sandwich. So they make her another sandwich, give them the sandwich, and she leaves, but she's like fighting and murmuring and whatever. She leaves and I'm like, you know what? I'm like flustered because it's my first day. First time in a like cash register and I'm freaking out and she's screaming at me. And this mom with like 2 kids, I smile at the kids are like adore it, and I have a thing for kids. So like I was like, hey,
Right.
princess, and then she had like a little baby, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute, blah blah. Blah. And she said, it's your first day, isn't it, sweetie? And I said, yeah. She said, don't worry, it's fine. And she gave me her order, and after I left, she said, you're doing great.
Aww.
And I for real cried. Like my manager walked in, she was like, I saw you having a hard time, and I had to leave you so you would work with it. And I was for real crying because that person, like, you don't have to scream. You don't know what someone's going through, and then you scream at them for no reason, for just not knowing what your sandwich. If you don't know what comes in a sandwich, then don't eat it.
Don't order it.
Yeah, it's easy. And if you're allergic to a bunch of things, eat at your house, or research, or like ask someone. If I tell you I don't know, wait for me to get someone else. Like, it's not that difficult. Anyway.
Okay, I'll tell you the story of the lady who made me cry now. There was this lady who was checking out, and I didn't know this, but she was waiting in the line. Okay. She was waiting in the line to make an order before, and they told her to come down to the register line to check out first and then make the order from the register. And I didn't know this while I was checking her out. So I didn't know that she was already waiting in line when I was checking her out. And it was a busy day, so the lines were pretty long, like maybe like 10-minute wait, kind of long time. And she asked if she can make an order, and I said, oh, you have to go make those down at the other counter, because that's literally what that counter is for, is to make orders, and like that's what it's for. And so I just thought that it'd be quicker if she did it that way, because there was a long line, like, so I could get more customers through quicker instead of having to stop and make an order, because the order takes a long time. Like, it takes at least 10 minutes, and there were other people, but like, you know, it just takes a lot of questions. It just takes a long time, you know. You gotta keep it moving. And she got pissed. She was like, I've been waiting in this line for fucking 20 minutes, and they had me waiting in that line, and they told me to come here. And I was like, okay. So I like called the manager, because I was like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was just freaking out because I didn't know what to do. And I called the manager, and she goes, just take her order. And I'm like, okay, duh. But she's yelling at me. Like, I was just really emotional that day, and I cried, and I took her order, and then I started bawling my eyes out. Like, when she left the store, the customer left the store, I started crying, and my other manager looks at me, and she goes, what's wrong? And I was just like, ah. She said, go to the back. So I had to stay in the back for like 5 minutes to stop crying, because this lady cussed me out because she had to wait in the line. She cussed me out because she had to wait in the line.
The thing that pisses me off is that we try to be nice because it's our job, and we just listen. If you're going to a store, don't be hard on the workers. I get it that we do that all the time, because it's just our way of being. Like, we see workers as like inferior to you because you have the money to buy things in the store, but like, don't think like that, because it could be you working, and you don't know what's happening in your house for you to be working in that place. Like, some people have to work because of necessity, and then they go every day to their work, having to work, hating their lives, shit going on in their house, having to wake up early to go to work, to make money, to, you don't know, keep their kids, keep their house, and then you're being shitty to them for no reason because you want to be a stuck-up bitch or a stuck-up dick, and it's not fair on us, and it's not fair on you, and it's just, don't be a dick, because you don't know, okay?
This has been a PSA. Oh, can I say one thing? Just one thing. Most people don't know this, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Retail workers have to ask for your email. So whenever you lie to us, straight up lie to us with an iPhone in your hand. I don't have one. We're like, bitch, we see right through your clear ass.
Your clear ass.
Your mother is ass. Like, I know you have an email. I'd rather you tell me you don't want to give it to me than that you don't have it, because I know you have an email. But we're literally required to ask you for it. So please don't look at us like we're stupid. Please don't be like, why are you asking for my email? Because like, ooh, we have to.
When like people,
yeah, me.
when like we asked you to pay and you have a card, and we're still asking you what drink you want, and you're already swiping the card. Like, no, sweetie, you have to wait for the blue arrow. You have to wait until I tell you, because I have to put in that you want to dine in or dine out. If you want to like a meal, you have to wait for me to actually put the meal. Like, you don't expect me to be like, hey, I want chicken nuggets and fries, swipe. Like, no, bitch, it doesn't work like that. You have to wait until I clicked, like, finish the order, and they click. Like, it pisses me off, especially when they're just like, they're like looking at the thing where like the card is. They're like waiting. The card's already in, and they're waiting for you to. Like, you just told me your order. How do you expect me to be like, beep, boop, 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 swipe your motherfucking card? No.
Wait, another thing about the card thing is, okay, at our store, like, you can insert your chip before I'm done ringing you up, but it's not gonna go through until after I ring up everything. Like, duh, you would think that'd be common sense, but like,
they do that all the time. And at first I thought it was just like the customer that happened, but it started happening all the time.
It's all the time.
Or like, we don't accept the chip, but we have the thing for the chip. So like, there's like a little piece of, there's this piece of paper on the chip thing. So you don't put, give me a second. So you don't put the chip in. And people still put the motherfucking chip in. They're like, jamming it. And I'm like, sir, we don't have the chip.
Well, I used to work at a place where we didn't have the chip yet, and there was literally a piece of plastic that says, chip reader doesn't work, or something like that. And my favorite was when they would take the slip out and then insert their chip. And they'd be like, why is nothing happening? And I'm like, because we don't have a motherfucking chip reader.
They would do that all the time. And it pisses me off, because like, if you see the paper,
like, you know that piece of...
if you love me, let me go. If you love me, let me go. 'Cause these words are knives that often leave scars. Ooh.
Goodbye.
The fact that I did that and then you just like...
Yeah, I know, we did it on purpose. Good night.